So, who's ready for it? I don't know if I am. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. Bless this cup of coffee that I've already microwaved multiple times. Anyways, we are having a Halloween party. I do this every year. It is so much fun, but it also stresses me out. It is so much work, but that's just part of the game. Let me get my phone and see what our menu is. We will be doing bow tie pasta that I plan on dyeing black, with some snake-shaped breadsticks, a s'mores bar, marzipan maggots, spider egg boba pudding, chocolate-covered strawberry skulls, Nutella witch brooms, veggie tray fruit tray, brain dip that I'll serve with angel food cake and some Ovaltine cookies I got. I have no idea what they taste like, but I couldn't find ladyfinger cookies, so I thought whatever, they'll do. And some bone pretzel sticks. So that's a big list. That's a tall order. Kids are at school today. Every time I do a Halloween party, it takes me multiple days. So I'm actually starting this the day before the party. I'm gonna do all the things that can just chill in my fridge overnight, and I will remove in the morning for said party. But anyways, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Let's get into the Halloween spirit.
Okay, so the first thing we are going to be making is this snake egg kind of looking pudding. This was the original ingredients that you needed for the recipe, but I kind of fudged it up, so I had to think on the fly, and I ended up using a vanilla pudding mix. I will link the original recipe down below. Y'all can give it a shot, but my boba completely melted and disintegrated in the pan within seconds. So this is me redoing a second batch, totally different from what the original recipe called for. I ended up finding some vanilla pudding in my pantry, which was a cook and serve pudding. I have never done that before in my life. I've only ever had the puddings that you add, cold milk to and you beat for a couple minutes. But I'm so thankful I had this. This was the very first recipe, and I got off on the wrong foot, and I thought, oh my word, is this really how this whole day is gonna go? But it worked out just fine. I will say nobody really ate this. I think this is one of the only things that wasn't touched. It does look very creepy when it's all said and done. Maybe that's why, or maybe people just don't like the boba, like the tapioca things you get in the bottom of bubble tea, but whatever. So I'm gonna make the pudding, and then I'm gonna rest the pudding and the boba in the fridge overnight. You guys are gonna see me kind of jumping outfits here. I have like a, I don't know, orangey tan romper on one day. The next day I'm in a black romper. I just wanted the video to flow and make sense to you guys. But in reality, when you're planning a party and doing many, many different types of foods, some have to sit in the fridge for, overnight, and then you can't complete them till the next day. So if you see me hopping outfits, all is well. It's still me. Look at the baby bump there hanging over the counter. It is I just want things to make sense. So this is honestly just vanilla pudding mixed with some green food coloring and then some tapioca boba. That's all it is, but it was gross enough looking to freak people out. So I guess it was a success. Okay, next we are going to be making the cutest, this is one of my favorite things, the cutest chocolate covered strawberries. I got these skull shaped ice cubes off Amazon, which you guys, let me just say, okay, I think they were $20. I ended up finding them at Dollarama a couple days before this party. So if you want to go find the same ice cube tray, go to Dollarama, just do it. Save yourself a few bucks. This is going to be very straightforward. There's no real recipe needed, but this and the item I have following this came from, I believe her name is Beautyanddasweetz on Instagram. I will link her down below. I found a couple things from her page, like I said, on Instagram that I used for this video. Her stuff is so freaking cute and very easy, very like realistic to do. So anyways, I'm just going to put some melted white chocolate wafers in the bottom of the ice cube trays, stuff it with, they're very small. So as you can see, these strawberries, I had to quarter them. There's not room for an entire strawberry in them. So quarter the strawberries and just cover them with white melted chocolate. I'm going to rest them in the fridge, and I believe I made like 2 batches of this, so like 16 total, because each tray, well, each set I was able to do 8 of at a time, and I did it twice. So that while they're resting in the fridge, I am going to get started on these bones. So this is going to be pretzel rods that I picked up from the bulk barn, and just a Werther's caramel. That's all this is. We're also going to dip this in white chocolate after. It took me a minute to play around with how the ends of the bones were supposed to look, but as you can see, pretty easy. Just stick the Werther's caramel right on the end and fold the outsides up and into the middle. And then it's all good. There was obviously some broken pretzel rods in the bag. That's fine. It totally adds to the effect. Skeleton bones are broken sometimes, so we're just going to melt them in white melted chocolate again. Same wafers. I just bought a whole bunch from bulk barn. And when all of this is set and dried, we are going to dust them with a brown edible like dusting powder, which is what is going to complete the look and make them look like dirty, like they've been in the ground and kind of rotten a little bit, and just really super cool. So as you can see, I'm trying to be incredibly gentle while popping these out. There was actually like no problem. I didn't break a single one. I just was not sure because I've never used these trays before. So I was really nervous that I was gonna like crack them in half, but I didn't. I just was very cautious. The chocolate did melt a little bit, as you can see on like the outsides of the skull head. I just snapped that off with my fingers later on so that they looked as round and skull shaped as possible. And then here's everything, the bones and the skulls when they're done. And I'm just going to dust them with some of that brown powder. I got the brown dusting powder from Bulk Barn. I believe it was like $5. But if I looked on Amazon, oh my gosh, you guys, they were like $30, $40, which was unbelievable. But go to your local Bulk Barn and they'll have it there. You'll have to excuse my camera, or maybe it's the user. I feel like half the clips in this video are a little blurry. I don't know why. I always look at the viewfinder, everything looks great, hunky-dory, and then when I do the playback, I can see that nothing was in focus. So my apologies. But anyways, how stinking cute. I mean, I say cute, but really it's like spooky. But everything here is working out so well. I'm so impressed with the way things look, and I just honestly, I'm just thrilled. I love it. I think most of the, I don't know where the pretzels got eaten, whatever, I don't remember, but the strawberries, I had a couple left over, and I ended up packing them in the girls' lunch boxes for school, like one a day here and there as a little treat with what was left, and they love it. They love when I add spooky things to their lunch boxes. So now I'm just going to whip up these Marzipan Bugs. They're going to be like, I don't know, slugs, garden worms. I have no idea what they are. Slugs and maggots. Truly like just nauseating to the eye. Very, very, very cool for a party. But you guys, this is, so I had never had marzipan before. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's just an almond paste, but it tastes like crap. Like, let's just be blunt and honest. It tastes horrible. Nobody that tried it liked it. So if this is something you want to do, just keep in mind that no one is going to enjoy it. It's just going to be just cool looking. That's really all that this is. I wasn't sure when I bought it. I thought it would be like, you know, you see bakers decorate cakes and stuff with it. So I thought it would be like a little sweet, a little good. No, it's absolutely terrible, but like, look how cool these turned out. You guys, I just love this. Like this is my vibe. I should note, there is nothing that needs to be done with the marzipan. You literally just cut it out of the package and it's moldable right then and there. It was so easy to work with. I did want to get a sculpting tool, like to form, like, I don't know, the little lines in it. Couldn't find one that I wanted at an affordable price, and I wasn't buying an entire set. So I just used my, like the temperature on like a cake reader, if you guys know what I mean. And that worked just fine. Just use what you have. But anyways, here I am in a black outfit because this is the next day where I'm just plating everything. These are just some crushed Oreos, and I'm just putting the skulls, the bones, and all the bugs onto this little platter, just so it kind of looks like a graveyard, really. And then I have a little bit of this red cookie icing, and I'm just going to drizzle it into some of the skull eyes, just because it's cool. That's what she did on her Instagram. I didn't do all of them. I was so worried that like this red gel was going to get everywhere and stain everything, but I never found it anywhere else. Like, I think people were responsible when they ate, but it looks so cool. Now I'm just going to whip up. Okay, nothing here was as fast as whipping up. I'm going to put together these puff pastry Nutella witch brooms. When I took my pastry out of the package, I think it must have been ripped in half because I'm pretty sure it would come out as like 2 layers of one big sheet. I don't even know if I'm making any sense, you guys, but anyways, it came out like this, which wasn't ideal because then it was like super thick. Whereas it wouldn't have been if it came out of the package properly. But nonetheless, you're just going to cut them into squares. So it looks like I'm only going to make 6 here, but I ended up cutting each one in half again. You're going to put a little dollop of Nutella into the center and then cover in half with another layer of puff pastry, as you can see I'm going to do here. And I'm just trimming off the ends so that it is as much of a square as possible, but then I will be cutting each one in half again because I realized that they were too big. Once you have all your squares ready, this is such a messy project, and my puff pastry was it was way too warm, way too fast. Like in my house, I still have the air conditioning on. It's October, my air conditioning's still on, so it wasn't that warm in here, but nonetheless, the puff pastry was very hard to work with. So then you're going to make a whole bunch of slits, but leave the top row attached. You don't want to cut all the way through, or you'll just have a whole bunch of loose little like strands. And then we're going to wrap it around a pretzel. Once we get it to the baking sheet, we will twist all the ends of the broom so it looks like it's very wispy and whimsical and going different directions. So as you can see, that's what I'm going to do. And then it doesn't call for an egg wash. It calls for milk to be brushed on it, which is fine. Whatever, I follow the recipe. We're going to brush them with some milk, and then you're supposed to sprinkle them with coarse sugar. I don't have any, so I'm just going to use my regular kitchen sugar. Okay, here they are out of the oven. I will say I did use that Kraft knockoff Nutella, and I don't really recommend it. It doesn't have that same Nutella taste. So The Brooms look fantastic, but they were a little bland. And I have made recipes before with Nutella and puff pastry that are fantastic. This time I used the Kraft. I don't like it. I wouldn't buy it again. But anyways, moving on. Now I'm going to make it's a 2-part brain dip. The bottom is going to be a red velvet cake batter dip. You do have to make the cake mix like food safe and edible. So I have it in a pan there on the left. I did have to put it in the oven it's only for 5 minutes. I believe it was 350. You guys, I laughed at myself the way I just had the cream cheese and butter there, and I was trying to work with the camera zoom in. I don't know. Things are getting out of hand here. But anyways, you do have to make the cake mix food safe. So you have to bake it for 5 minutes at 350 and then just let it sit to the side and cool down. Now, if you're watching me put this recipe together, obviously it's very healthy. Like, what more can I say? Cream cheese, butter, cake mix, like vanilla. It's just so healthy for you. It's just like eating a salad. Like, there's no difference. I don't see a difference at all. Anyways, I thought this was actually very, very, very tasty. So it's 2-part, like I said. There's the bottom with the red velvet. The top is going to be a cream cheese dip, which, I just love cream cheese icing. Like, I am all about it. So I'm just going to whip those ingredients together next. Now plating it, I was very disappointed in the way things were happening. So I don't actually show myself putting it together. I bought this plastic spider and I was going to put all the dip into it and then pipe the brain on top so it looked like the spider's brain was exposed. It didn't work. The spider container was way too big. I didn't have enough dip to fill it. I started to get upset, so I stopped filming for a few minutes and I ended up just putting the dip into a bowl. So the red velvet cake dip goes on the bottom, then the cream cheese layer is going to be the brain on top. I don't have piping bags, I just use Ziploc bags, but I use some red food coloring just to kind of like make some squiggly lines inside the baggie so that when you pipe it, it looks like it's kind of a little bloody and gory. But I'll show you how, like, do I show you how the brain dip turned out? I mean, I must have. I'm forgetting now and I'm just editing this video now, but the cream cheese has to chill in the fridge for half an hour before you are allowed to pipe it. Yes, there we go. So there's what it ended up looking like. I just put it in a bowl and then I rest the bowl itself inside the spider container, which you'll see at the end of the video. And I just served it with some cut up angel food cake pieces. We are going to take a break from the food stuff for a minute. It's obviously like nighttime now. I'm going to do some house decorating. In a second, I'm going to do like a flashback and show you how I made I don't even know what to call it. It's going to be like the creepy draping. I will say this did not turn out how I expected in my mind, but that always happens with everything. Like, I don't know. Just expect less than what you're expecting, I guess. Okay, so the girls are going to help me out with this part. They're excited and eager to see what we're doing. I got this, I don't even know what you call it. It's like that, you'll see in a second. That Halloween meshy backdrop kind of stuff. But I don't want it to look white and fresh. I want it to look old and dirty and rotten and spooky.
Yeah, so we're going to put tea on it.
So we are going to take some tea bags. I'll put one in each of these with just some hot water, and I'm gonna let the girls spray this down with some tea, and hopefully it works out the way I picture. So as you can see, beautiful October weather here. I don't know what the heck is happening, but we've had like a heat wave this week. It's so nice and sunny outside, and we're having a Halloween party in October. Anyways, I just put some tea bags into those spray bottles, put some hot water in it, let it steep for a few minutes, and I let the girls soak all of this. Then I put it on the back step for a couple days to dry, and it gave it that like yellowy, dirty tinge color to it, which is what I was looking for. I did not want it to be like stark white because hello, that's not creepy. It did not turn out how I envisioned. And I know I have the blinds closed in the back, but you guys, like neighbors, okay? Neighbor, need I say more? Our kitchen here is a second story up. And I mean, I've caught people in our backyard. Our back doors face like an entire row of homes. I've caught people looking in and waving at me when I'm in the kitchen doing things in the kitchen. So the curtains are closed all the time, which kind of ruins like the whole creepy effect there I found. But I don't care. I have to keep the curtains closed. I don't need anyone looking in, wondering what I'm doing, waving to me while I'm like doing dishes. Anyways, okay, this is our like other dining room area. We only use this for like parties or if we need extra table space. We don't eat here on a regular basis. We eat at the smaller kitchen table in the kitchen. But I always set up my food for parties here. It's like a great space. I love having a second table for this kind of thing. I did get a splinter on the table, so look at me taking a break. I had to go upstairs and get some. Actually, I sent Harper upstairs to go get me some tweezers so I could pull it out. That dang table. This table is actually very, very, very old, you guys. It was my sister's table. And then she passed it on to me when we got this house because I needed another table, and my husband painted it and stained it and looks fantastic. It works so well, but we're just going to do what we can here in the evening, just kind of set up the plates and stuff, the backdrops. I'm going to use some more of that like creepy draping and put it over the light fixtures. The girls had the brilliant idea to add some spiders to it, which hadn't even crossed my mind. I was so proud of them. I'm going to take some scissors and just like hack it up so it looks, you know, how it should. And yeah, then we're going to move on and get started on the next day. Okay, good morning. It's the next day. I'm going to get the pasta sauce going, get it in the crock pot. This is usually how I make it. It's pretty simple, but I like to change things up and buy different flavored stuff. So, huge thing of ground beef. Love to put Italian sausages in my pasta sauce. I'll fry it up and then slice it up and add it in. Diced tomatoes with Italian spices. Tomato paste to help thicken it. Onion. Celery I find helps cut down. I do not like sweet pasta. I like these sauces because they're a lot less sugar than other ones. I can't stand when my pasta sauce has added sugar in it. It just makes me want to Ralph. And I love sugar, but not in my pasta. So these ones are pretty good. They're a lot less lower sugar than the other ones, but they were on sale 3 for $10. So we have fire roasted tomato and garlic, Italian sausage, peppers and onions. That's a really good one. And 4 cheese. So onion, celery. I think I usually do mushrooms, but I think I dropped the ball on that. And then here, we are going to dye these bad boys black. And it'll just be like, I don't know, spooky. Maybe it'll look like bats. I have 3 boxes. I hope that's enough to feed the crowd. We'll find out. But I mean, it is, by the time you add your sauce, like pasta bulks up really easily, and with all the other food. I'm not going to show myself cooking all this up because it's not really part of like the spooky Halloween process. It's just spaghetti sauce, but I'll show you once it's in, and I will show you once I have like the noodles done and it's actually combined at the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started now. And peppers. They're in the garage fridge. I have to go grab them. I always cut up a couple peppers and add that to my spaghetti sauce. Duh. Okay, here is what our sauce looks like when it's all combined. We like a good, hearty, meaty spaghetti sauce. We do not like runny, thin sauce. So, every time someone in the family makes spaghetti sauce, it is like jacked up. So along with the pasta, I am going to make some homemade snake-shaped breadsticks. I did double this recipe, and then I say a lot. My apologies, you guys. When I watch these back, I cringe at myself. You know how like nobody likes the sound of their own voice, right? If you hear yourself in a playback of a video or something, you're just like, I really sound like that. I am sorry that I say a lot. I am just trying to gather my thoughts before I have verbal diarrhea and things just spew out. But anyways, I doubled this bread recipe, the dough recipe. So I believe I ended up with 24 snakes. You're going to cut off 50 grams of the dough each. Each snake is going to be roughly 50 grams. And then you're just going to kind of roll it into a long log shape. Try to make one end thinner than the other, so you have a head end versus a tail. And you're going to wrap them around these wooden skewers and bake them. I baked them for less time than what was suggested, but I found they were still pretty hard, and honestly, they were not very flavorful. I will link the recipe down below, but it was not my favorite dough recipe. See, there we go. Now, when I'm ready to serve them, I have this mixture. It's just melted butter with some Parmesan, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and I added some green food coloring so that they would look like some green snakes. But like I said, it still turned out pretty bland. I was actually really disappointed in these. I've made better breadsticks before. These weren't them, but at least it was a side to go with the pasta. The kids, this is one of the things the kids were the most excited for. And then the pasta itself, you just add whatever food coloring color that you like. Add that to the water while it's boiling, and your noodles will turn that color. So while everything's getting all ready to go, I am going to put together a s'mores board. I was so excited for this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I actually made a s'mores with one of these Reese peanut butter cups. I had never done that before. Oh my goodness, that is like bad news to know about. It was so freaking delicious. But I put a whole assortment of different things in here, and I really enjoyed this. I don't like super dark crispy marshmallows, and I found this machine just makes them nice and melted without being burnt.
All right, just chopped up fruit and veggie trays. I always offer these at my parties. People need to eat some healthy stuff to go with all the junk. Strawberries, pineapple, it's not quite right, but you know, whatever, it'll do. Raspberries, blueberries, those seem to be the main fruits, and grapes, but I wasn't even thinking about grapes, but anyways. Okay, I cannot with these peppers. Oh my gosh. Okay, the cutest. So just take it like a whole pepper and cut it right down the middle in half, like including the stem. Cut the stem in half. That's it. Then I just cleaned out a little bit of like the white, I don't know, the white insides just on this outside. Left it alone there so it looks like, I don't freaking know, smiling teeth. I cannot. I tried to see if I could, if this would like glue down the eyeballs. I knew it wouldn't work, and it's not, and it's bleeding, but it's fine. I might do that to the rest actually, because I didn't do it to them. Harper loves this one because his eyes look creepy. Anyway, so peppers, carrots, cucumber, colored, okay, hold on. Baby tomatoes there, and I just kind of repeated around, but like, this is amazing. You guys, I'm almost 36 years old and I get pleasure out of crap like this. This is fantastic. Okay, here's our Halloween girls. What are you?
I'm a deer.
A deer? Look at your cute makeup and your cute outfit.
And I got a wand.
You do have a wand. What are you?
A cat.
A cat? You look like a little cheetah. Are you a cheetah? So cute. Are we ready for our friends to come?
Yeah!
They should be here any minute. Woo!
Now guess what we're going to do when the door opens? We're standing on this one and we're going to put our hand and we're going to say hello.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Okay, so here's what the final product looks like. It always looks so good when everything comes together. We've got our pasta in the back with the black bow tie noodles, snake breadsticks. There's some candy in those cauldrons there. There's that spider brain dip I was telling you about. Brownies, donuts, Nutella witch brooms, the angel food cake. We've got fruit platter. That vegetable platter still gets me. I can't take it seriously. All the chocolate covered items. Some ghost chips with some Halloween popcorn, the snake egg boba. Anyways, super cute, always fun, always a good time. Everybody loves coming here and having these parties. The kids get so excited. Everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. And then we're going to take a hit at the s'mores bar, and that'll be that. So anyways, the video's done, you guys. The party took me forever to plan, make the food. This video has taken me all day to edit, but I really, really hope you guys enjoyed it. These are some of my favorite videos to put together. I just think they capture just so much fun in like a quick half an hour, quick, long, however you look at it. But anyways, thank you guys again for being here. It really means so much to me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.